All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta, going into another lesson. Just going into tapping into the Eastern Way. The Bible is a book from the East, and when we say the East, of course, we're talking about the Middle East, that Middle Eastern style living, and that was the way of righteousness. That was the area of righteousness, the center, the epicenter of virtue, so to speak, and that was the cradle of civilization. All the righteous philosophies, the righteous styles of living, it sprang out of the Middle East, preferably Jerusalem. Matter of fact, you can get that in Galatians how Jerusalem is the mother of us all. Galatians 4:26. And since we've been taken from the motherland, which is Jerusalem, we've adopted Western culture, Western ideologies, and Western styles of living. Everything that we do is based, and it really all this left-hand side Western style living. It really comes from the East too, whether it was Rome, Greece, so on and so forth. But we've adopted and inherited a lot of these Western customs. The style of disrespect against the parents, the spirit of pride, the spirit of arrogancy, the spirit of self-ego. Those things aren't of our ancient living, man. When you read about our forefathers, they always gave credence and respect to whether they were men of older than them, which were their parents and fathers and mothers, and elders, wise elders, and things of that nature. And they always gave credit to a higher power, which everybody knew, of course, as Yahweh, and which we know as Yahweh today. So you have that?
This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
See, Jerusalem is above, man. That's the mother. All right, the word Jerusalem goes into Yerushalayim, which is a city of peace. Yerah, which represents the city, and Shalom is peace, the city of peace, and that city is where the most righteousness and the wisest men sprang out of. You have King Solomon, you have King David, which of course, Yahweh shine all these different men too. They came from the land of Israel, and you have the oldest men that actually lived, that actually came out of that Mesopotamian area. We read that in Genesis about the 4 rivers, and that was the cradle. And through that area of land, it was a lot of minerals, a lot of spices, a lot of healings, a lot of wisdom, wise things came from that land. And even dealing with that area, the Middle East, you have Egypt, you have going towards the east, you have Asia. Those lands produce some of the best herbs and spices too, man.
Yeah, time.
When you actually get imports, it's really good to get your imports from over there in the Middle East. Instead of things that was westernized and harvested in the Americas, it's best to get your products shipped to you from India, or shipped to you a product of Egypt, maybe being packaged and manufactured in America. Because those lands actually are soil dense. Their soil is very nutrient. It's because the ancient style of tilling still remains accustomed to the ancient way, even in that land. But you continue.
And it says, which is the mother of us all.
And why does it represent the mother of us all? Because your mother is what? A guider. She's a caretaker, and she's known to nurse you and bring you up upon the principles of virtue and goodness, so that you will be directed and you'll walk through the straight and narrow, man. So what's the main thing that's sprung out of Jerusalem, sprung out of the Middle East, the land of Israel, is the Holy Bible, man. Now, of course, we know that it didn't just pop up out of nowhere, like a book just, men just dug and they just found some scrolls. You had men that developed wisdom within those borders of land. You know, you have the Genesis, which is the beginning of things. Adam, Eve, and their story. You know, you have the story of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the patriarchs. You have Job, so on and so forth. It goes all the way towards the New Testament. You know, and all that inspiration, all of that wisdom, we carry on our backs today. You know, and it's in order to really fully incorporate the word, you have to dispel the lies that were told you here. Because what was told us that we just nothing but niggas here, man. Coon spicks, black. You know, you don't have no culture. They treat us like we was just born yesterday in America, man.
Right.
Prior to American civilization, we didn't have no heritage. We were just monkeys swinging on vines in Africa, and they came and saved us and gave us jobs, gave us 9 to 5 so that we could actually, you know, put clothes on our backs, because obviously we didn't have clothes on our backs when we were in those lands. Same thing with the Indians. They were just savages. They got domesticated. When in actuality, when you tap into your culture, tap into your heritage, all nations got their inspiration through our forefathers, man. You have manuscripts that show that Joseph made Egypt great in the Bible and other manuscripts, man.
Secular history.
Secular history. Abraham in Egypt, you know, giving the Egyptians wisdom and understanding to build. And even a lot of those mysteries, such as the pyramids of Egypt and so on and so forth, they still can't be deciphered through this so-called white man.
Yeah, they know we built them pyramids. Even Jake, they came over here during the time of King Hosea, Hoshea. The Northern Kingdom, they came over here in the time of Ezra, which is in the time of Cyrus, the time of rebuilding the temple, wall. Our forefathers came over here with the law, statutes, and commandments as well.
That's right.
Read about that account in James and did.
You brother got that in Job, Takari?
Joel 8.
Or you got that in Jeremiah?
I got that in Jeremiah.
You can bring that Jeremiah out.
God, this is Jeremiah 6 and verse 6. Thus says the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way and where therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Right, so it says, as for the old paths. When you look at how ancient men lived, how they ate, how they basically carried themselves, it was very archaic, so to speak. It's not like now. Today is complicated living, man. You see how we even, you know, have to drive these modern automobiles. We go to these manufacturing plants that's mass producing goods, mass packaging. You know, we suck our lives into the television and movies and in these cell phones. And what is that? The byproduct of death. All these things that we eat, drink, drive, everything is toxic.
Yeah, valley of the shadow of death.
It's the valley of the shadow of death.
The land of darkness.
Our testosterone is at an all-time low. All of us have all kind of bacteria and candida growing within us because of this Western diet. This world is made up of GMOs and you know, harvested packaged, you know, crops, so to speak. That when you eat them, it retransfers, so to speak, your DNA, man. Or it what's the word? It's processed.
They rearrange.
It's rearranged.
So instead of you craving for herbs and stuff like that, you be craving for damn burgers and cookies, which don't have no life in it. They don't have no type, because our body runs off electricity too.
That's right.
Every time we think, it's a spark in our minds. You know, that goes to show you that we are made of an intelligent power.
Beautiful.
I got the.
That's why you have Salaki. I was gonna say that's why you have neurotransmitters, and when you see the neurotransmitters, they communicate. Your body communicates with itself. Cells, they interact. You know, you have white blood cells, which are the hosts. That would be like the army of your body. Your immune system is like the army, man. And what does it do? It actually helps each other to fight off demons.
Okay.
But nowadays, you know, you eat so many toxic foods and things of that nature, it throws your whole immune system out of whack. You said you had something?
Yeah, I had the definition of old in the precept that the brother had brought out.
Okay.
And it's H5769, and it's our long, and it says long duration antiquity, futurity, forever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient world.
Yeah, when you think of something that's antique, most people, which we was just not talking about that earlier, you think most people think of antique as worthless.
Mm-hmm.
You might see some antique products around your household. You know, depending on the house, you might have inherited certain things from your great grandparents. Like, man, I don't want that shit.
Yeah, you like, that's trash.
Old, it smell like mothballs.
Mm-hmm.
You like, man, this what the hell is this? Might be worth $50,000, man.
Yeah.
But you can't distinguish it because it's old.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it as old and you look at it as rubbish, not knowing that that's buried treasure right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't everybody look at the Bible like that? Nah, I'd rather cut on some Netflix.
That's what's wrong with the world now. We're not living according, to the ancient ways of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's all. Even though the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun, but Esau tries to make it, and try to modernize things, and it don't work like that.
Yeah, and to prove that too, it goes to show you that Esau don't go about the law, statutes, commandments because everything's out of order.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world is out of order now because of what not following the instructions or applying it. Well, like the Eastern way, they have less killings over there than America. Less people in prison, less people dying before their time.
Mm-hmm.
The whole nine.
Yeah, and really a lot of the Eastern way got corrupted, like in Africa and Europe and things of that nature, because you got those European Jews and Middle Eastern Jews and really all those Edomites on the whole that's fucking destroying everything.
Mm-hmm.
You French, you Spanish, Dutch and Netherlands and Swedes, Germans, all those devils, man. They're all about eradication, man. So they'll go to those different lands, lands of the heathens and all these other lands, and they'll kill those people up, man.
Yeah.
They'll come and redirect them. They'll set up plants, manufacturing plants and all these different things in those areas, which in turn jacks them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll create diseases and test them out. Like Africa is a major testing ground.
Yeah.
Zika virus and AIDS. You had this one dude in the military that came out plain as day and said, "Yeah, we used the AIDS, HIV virus, and we spread it in the military on Africans deliberately to kill them off."
Damn.
You see? So if it's HIV AIDS that was deliberately used to kill off blacks in Africa, what else has been used as germs, germ warfare, biological warfare to kill us off as a people?
Right.
Which in turn destroyed communities, destroyed people's minds. You see? And then on top of that, you'll use the bathroom and things of that nature. Like, somebody might be poisoned, but you'll use the bathroom and that goes through the water supply, and the water supply gets redirected to somebody else's home.
Yeah.
And they'll try to clean it with antibiotics and things of that nature. Man,
Chemicals.
this stuff is all toxic, man.
Right. They sewage line is messed up too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you over here people saying that we drink the same toilet water that's in there. We drink it and they recycle it. It's like that's not supposed to be that way. Yeah, if you look into the time of King Hezekiah, they was like, man, how he built the sewer line away from the Fuller's field, which is the laundry field when we went to go do laundry at. There's different type of water there. Everything wasn't like connected and you had to reuse it. Like
everything. Well, for here, it's a place here called in Gwinnett County. Everything comes from one source of water, of a body of water.
Right.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
right.
One source.
That's crazy.
That's why they creating these chemicals to try to balance it out.
Yeah,
but
the
it's
plant.
not.
Yeah,
Like
they burn it, and you can smell the fumes and the disgustingness in the air
Mhm.
as you
Like
drive by. Yeah.
All because they want to live in or perform this Western
Yes.
state of mind over there.
You get Psalms 82:5 from one of you brothers.
Yeah, something too.
That's good thing you brought that out too, because even when you look at these hospitals, you got, is it the top floor where babies are born?
Nah, it's the fourth floor. I mean, different
Okay, well you have,
hospitals.
well, what is the most dead bodies located? Where people actually,
Basement.
you got the basement with dead bodies, and you got the fourth floor where babies is born at same hospital, man.
Same place.
Right. That's
Death
nasty.
and life is being harvested in one major center, man.
Right.
When in the ancient world, you know, it wasn't so. You would have midwives.
Yeah, you have a separate creek field.
Yep.
Like you would have a place where you go bury the bodies at, like caves or something,
Mhm.
way off of the borders of the land where people are actually inhabiting it.
But now, see what you got? Churches. You'll go to church, and right behind the church is a cemetery.
Graveyard, yeah.
You got 1,000 bodies in the back of right behind where the church is actually preaching at, man.
And they do the service for the dead body inside the church.
Yeah, then they'll put a whole body inside of the church, and it be defiled. You know, when you're amongst a dead body, you're unclean for a number of days.
Yeah.
What happens? People go to church the following day,
Yeah.
or even that
Yeah,
evening.
same day,
Yeah, that same day after that session is over, you'll have a whole new stream of people, and you wonder why these people are unclean as all hell, man.
They'll leave the ceremony to go eat.
Yeah.
After they just kiss the dead corpse.
Mm-hmm. They done jumped on it. Oh my baby! They'll jump on it. Oh, you know, hug all on it. You know.
See, that's why the Leviticus law. Matter of fact, you couldn't even use when we was in the wilderness. We was at Mount Sinai. The Lord was like, He don't even want us to use the restroom in front of Him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a separate way. Like go over there, use the restroom. Don't be over here in the camp using the restroom, crapping everywhere.
So always speaks about outside the camp. But one of you brothers got some?
I-
Oh, you done with
I got
that?
Joe
Oh,
8 and 8.
you can finish that.
I got Jeremiah. Ezekiel.
Zakari.
Oh, Salakia. This is Job 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Right. Inquire is another word for investigate. Like when you make an inquisition, that's a deep investigation. And how do you investigate? You have to go deeply into wisdom. See how they ate. Like, all right, what's the Eastern diet? What did they eat? You know, how do they live? You know, then you start to see like, damn, everything I'm doing is wrong. Sleeping at the wrong time, I'm waking up at the wrong time. You know, you eating the wrong foods.
Yeah, the thing that we stress over, like bills and stuff, we really ain't supposed to be stressing over bills. In the time of Joshua, we had land lots. We had inheritance of land, cattle and stuff like that. It was easy to take a poor Jake and build him up.
Yeah, it's the righteous way. It
was the
more
righteous way.
It was the righteous way of living.
And the poor was probably not even like they. I think Abu Bakr said the poor was really like the middle class of today.
Yeah, you left the fruit on the trees for the poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, the gathering.
cluster.
Yeah.
Tell you that in Obadiah.
Yeah.
And it speaks about how Esau wouldn't even leave a cluster of the grapes. Now, see, in the Western world, give a homeless man some money in front of the police, they might lock your ass up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they lock you up. Yeah.
They'll lock you up for feeding the homeless. And they might lock him up, too, for what they call it, loitering.
Yeah, loitering.
You know, he
So
might...
you gotta have a license for it.
Yeah, but like, what kind of shit is that? So you gotta have license to give somebody food to feed themselves, man?
Right.
That's all, man.
What kind of license do I need to eat, man? But that's how Esau rolls. That's the Western way of living. In the ancient world, you watch these different YouTube videos about people that play instruments on the streets, street performers that's homeless. They make their ends from that.
Yeah, they make bank.
They make good money, and people are willing to pay them top dollar due to the fact that they have a talent and that they're homeless, and they'll make sure that them people are fed and supplied for because they're bringing life into the streets.
Right.
You know.
You're making the people feel a certain. He's actually providing some type of service to the people.
Mm-hmm. You don't see that here for the most part.
Yeah.
Even the style of music, like Beethoven, Mozart, people still listen to
King
that.
Solomon paid his singers
Mhm.
certain gifts. They even said in a different account of secular history, King Solomon loved musicians. He flunked
David
them with
played
gifts
the
and
harp.
stuff. Yeah, David played the harp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You done with that, Zakari?
Let me see. I can go to verse 9. It says, For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow.
Yeah, we were born yesterday. You know, some people say, "Was he born yesterday?" Technically, we were.
Yeah, kind
That's the precept. Job 8 and 9. We were but yesterday. We was really born yesterday. We don't know about the ancient world. It was so intricate, so finely detailed. You know, and we're hundreds of years behind. You know, as time progressed, we retrogressed. We didn't develop in time. We got stupider, so to speak.
Right.
Mhm.
It says in the second Ezra's,
That's right.
men should be weaker in latter age.
Mhm.
Yeah, kinda.
Stature shall,
Yeah.
Stature should decrease. And
Decrease.
stature goes into what? Your mindset,
Mhm.
how we were as a people,
Yeah.
how we carried ourselves. Now today is like backwards. Like I was, there's a spirit that we doing this because yesterday I was thinking about, man. So the Lord said He's gonna bring back the former. It's gonna be better than the former Eden,
Mhm.
and we got this technology and stuff like that. How much more everything been claimed up or what been done up under the sun? We gonna recreate something that's gonna be way out of this world than
Yeah,
the technology
this world.
right here.
That's right.
I had some.
Cell phone, we can probably think of it, brother.
Man,
You can
click
go-
them.
Yeah,
Telecommunication.
you can see if you're busy or
Telecommunication.
something like that, but it
Yeah.
ain't gonna be like Esau trying to dig into your privacy and shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
make you know,
like that
Yeah,
Black
like
Mirror
firewall
shit.
and all
Yeah.
that.
yeah, it's
The
gonna be way
eyeball,
different.
eyeball chips and shit.
Yeah. Cause see, Jake mainly waits on Esau for all these different things, technology to develop, then they'll actually get a hand to him. You know, in the ancient world, we had levels of high wisdom, and in the kingdom to come, we're gonna supersede this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jake be bedazzled by the newest iPhone, the newest MacBooks, and TVs that come out. This is all
Same technology over and over again.
all over
They
again.
advance the camera quality.
Yeah, do new colors.
Yeah.
What goes
The
around
shapes.
comes around.
You know, megapixels and all that BS. But you got it, bro.
Con, this is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies."
Yeah, so you got to get into them ancient proverbs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you deal with certain Chinese proverbs, they got high wisdom to it. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people, military generals here in the Western world, all over the world, they still tap into that Sun Tzu.
Mm-hmm.
Sun Tzu, the Art of War. You have, a slew of books from the Middle East, from the Eastern world that gives inspiration to people here in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And see, they'll develop and they'll harvest certain things. And not that everything in the West is all bullshit. For the most part, it's like 99%. The only, it might be a couple of inspiration that you could get out of here. But for the most part, this place is played out, man. This is Babylon the Great. That's why when you had prophets prophesying, in these kingdoms, they could only thing they seen that was of worth and value were the few good men that was tending to the ways of the Lord.
That's right.
They wasn't too in tune with the food of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
What they call it in the scriptures, king's meat.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes good. Like now, you could ride out the street, go to a little 24-hour spot and get you a burger with fries. You go to your Waffle House or whatever, and you can get you steak dinner, lamb chop plate, and you think that's good living, which a lot of it is, all right, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff isn't harvested right, man. A lot of it is it goes against how your body is made, man.
Mm-hmm. That's why our body's so messed up now. We at a young age. That's why the prophets before were living so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
you got Jake today that's living kind of long.
Yeah.
Don't have no aches and pains like us.
Mm-hmm.
Got Jake getting a heart attack at 20 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You had Moses at 120 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It said his eyes didn't dim.
Yeah.
Right.
You
You
got-
got having children at 90.
90,
Abraham.
Wife,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
And then you have on the other side, you got Jake that be 20, 21 years old, looking like damn pregnant roaches, man. Fucking impotent. They rod don't work to save their life.
Yeah.
20 years old with a 75-year-old rod, man.
Yeah, man.
Just through. Rod get up once every 5 months. Like, what the hell is
You
going
You're
on?
supposed to wake up with a woody every day, especially if you're 20.
Malnourished. Just looking like you're finna give up the Holy Spirit at any second. This place is done, man. But you
Yeah.
continue.
God, verse 2 says,
But that's where the Western world takes you, man.
Yeah.
David referred to it in Psalms 23 as the valley of the shadow of death.
That's
And
right.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
God. Verse 2, it says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men. And that's what we're doing now. Telling, the people that, hey, try to keep the ways of the ancient as best as you can, because with that it's a better a life that you can live.
Shit, that's how Bushwick Bill got it. And just naming a few, man. But you know, a lot of our people are getting messed up because they're trusting in Esau. Now, if you got a broken leg, you know, of course, go to the hospital. But herbs and stuff like common cold, so-called common cold, because them colds ain't coming, man. You know, they call it coming because everybody's immune system
deprived.
Yeah, deprived. So it's like, oh, it's coming because yeah. So yeah, the Most High, he got us going back to these Eastern laws. So if we take the herbs and stuff like that, and we can be healed over a period of time.
God, it says he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he would be there also.
So when wise proverbs and wisdom comes out, you know, it shows that they're attendant. You know, which that's where scholarship comes from, which the true scholarship is the words of wisdom, and that's where you get the term school. School is really the house of scrolls or the house of scholarship. You know, that's why when you actually attend school and you graduate, you basically get your scholarship because it's showing that you're a master scholar in whatever particular field. But see, in this society, you graduate with a degree.
Yeah.
And that word degree goes into what? Downgrade.
Yeah.
You don't, as you graduate, you get stupider. It means to get lower. Down. The word degree means to downgrade. That's why when you go through, you know, you start off school, you're what? A freshman, which means, you know, basically fresh meat. You're fresh to the institution, which you get institutionalized. 10th grade. Which one is sophomore? 10th grade. 10th grade, you're a sophomore, which that word sophomore is sophis morals, which is sophis is wise. That's where you get Sophia, and morals means fool, man. You're a wise fool.
Yeah,
you
actually
basically
going backwards.
Yeah, you think you're getting wisdom, but you becoming stupider to the world. You're just a wise fool, man. And as you grow, you're just getting stupider and stupider. You a junior, so you in it. You in it to win.
Your edge to learn.
And then you become a senior.
That's crazy.
Senior in this society.
Because that's why you know, in high school, like the juniors, they get more like into it.
Yeah.
But basically, you getting stupider.
Yeah, because
they know you getting more. Okay, I gotta graduate.
Yeah, when they give you your junior year, that written essay, you gotta take your 11th grade year. You gotta write I think like 15 pages. You know, whatever language art class you had, that's defiling your mind, man.
Right.
You know,
you got that state test. Yeah, the state test.
Because education means bringing something that was already within you. You're just waking it back up. Because in order to learn something, you gotta actually apply it. You know, that's the beneficiary.
That's the essence of learning.
Yeah, that's the essence of learning.
Which that word learn goes into the Hebrew word lamad.
Yeah, kind of.
Which that's where you get the word the snake, the serpent. Because you're applying wisdom. You're learning subtlety. It tells you in Proverbs. The essence of wisdom is to give subtlety to the simple.
Goes to show you from these schools they don't have the true wisdom, which is Yahweh Shai, because wisdom was only given to the house of Jacob.
And as you gain wisdom in this world, you become stupider to the words of the Lord. That's why the scripture says that the wisdom of this world to the Most High is foolishness. And we're known as fools, but we're wise in the eyes of the Lord because we have this word through the foolishness of what? Preaching. Right. It tells you that in 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter, but you continue.
That was pretty much it on that.
Okay. You got it.
It says, this is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse, I'm starting 21. It says, verse 20. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name when they said to them, these are the people of the Lord and are going forth out of his land. That's what Esau did. That's why he took out the books of the Bible in time of slavery. Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. You know, and I was certain Jake calling the Most High God and stuff.
Yeah, and you know what's heavy? Right below us in this on this camera is a world map, which I'm looking and it just dawned on me. When you think about lands too, it shows you how people in the West think. You have a lot of lands that are naturally resourceful, Like in South America, you know, you have the Amazon. I think you have the Andes. You have all these different lands, and they have a good water supply. Like in Argentina, you have the Iguazu Falls. You have all kind of bodies of water that's highly alkaline. You know, they hold a lot of ions and things of that nature in their water supply. And that's what Dr. Sebi was speaking about in Honduras, how they have good water. And you would think that most people that would be sick in America, they would use their travel money to go to certain places to actually cure themselves of the sicknesses, because it's already been stated that, you know, all sicknesses could be cured just with the right minerals and supplement supply.
Because you got the sickness in the earth. So where else you gonna get the healing
from the earth? But you will have people that get money, and where's the first place they go? Disneyland.
They'll go to South America, but to get butt injections.
Yeah, they're gonna go get some ass implants.
Tequila.
Oh yeah, some natural tequila from Mexico.
Yeah.
From the agave, you know, so to speak. Hey, this place is bugged out, man. That's why we gotta get our minds out of it, because, you know, even how Jake think, how you think has already been programmed. You gotta deprogram yourself. You know, first thing Jake think when they get money is, I'm gonna get me a big ass chain and some nice ass 20s, man, and a fat booty woman, and I'm gonna marry her. And then what happens? Jake get divorced.
Lose everything even built up.
Lose everything. Because that's how you've been taught in this Western way of living. In the ancient world, we didn't do those things, man.
You have to
wanted the
deconstruct
old
and
stuff.
then you have to construct.
You have to deconstruct and construct. That's what destroy. To destroy, D is to take away, and destroy is structure. And then you rebuild, which that word rebuild is back, to build back.
That's why I was
build
like,
back to the ways of old. You got it, bro.
watching that reparation, Jake trying to get reparation, that's words for war, really. Because you get a reparation, man, you gonna want more than what they gonna give you, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's war speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Trillions of dollars, and then, like, what else, man? So, okay, what else we missing? The army.
That's why they didn't want to give Jake nothing, man. And they still at that point now that they don't want to give Jake nothing, because in all honesty, we're money hungry. We all as a nation, it's not money as in fiat currency. We're hungry for rulership. But Esau doesn't want you to rule. He doesn't even want you to taste the ways of lavishness. Because after it taps your tongue, it becomes like a high. It becomes an addiction. And you ain't gonna just want 40 acres and a mule.
Right.
You gonna want states.
Yeah.
At the states, we want this country. We want this world.
Respect.
You receive power.
You receive power. You got something?
Come. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
And that's what's happening right now. We're calling you Jake to come back to this Eastern way of mindset, because we're gonna go back into the land and rule forever.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get you saved.
Yeah,
kind of.
If I could just add too, because the ancient ways of living are way more simpler and easier as well.
Right.
You know,
it's more care into it, tender affections.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't just, I'm thinking of a bill when I do the ways of, you know, Esau type of way of thinking. Like, I'm getting insurance, not for this person's well-being, but I'm getting insurance because I have to have a petition to drive upon the road. If I don't have that insurance, then they can take away my car.
This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 26. It says, the principal things for the whole use of a man's wife are water, fire, iron, and salt.
Yeah, you need water for hydration, H2O. Fire is a important agent for cleansing, food, for show. You know, you need heat depending on the conditions that you're living in. Fire is just all around just good for you, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you have the word pyro, which is pure. Somebody that's a pyromaniac, you know, that's what it means that you play with fire a lot, but that word pyro goes into purify, because fire is a purifying agent. What else? Salt or iron?
Iron.
Yeah, iron. Like you have cast iron skillets. Iron can be used for weapons of war, and iron can be used for heating and cooking too.
Mm-hmm.
It can be used for a lot of things, man. You continue on.
It says iron and salt, flour of wheat.
Salt is a preserving. That's why a majority of the food that you actually eat that's processed, such as freezer food, you look at the sodium intake, it's high as hell. I mean the sodium because it has high amounts of iron to preserve it from being, when it's being shipped from one place to the next.
That's right.
As well as salt is actually good for your body.
Mm-hmm.
Some people take salt baths.
Yeah.
And that's really good for the muscle and joints and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And even of course consumption. Let you continue.
Yep.
Sea salt, Himalayan salt, black salt, all these Epsom salt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It says flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape.
Yeah, flour, wheat, which of course what you can do with flour, a slew of things.
Yeah.
Honey, same thing, antibiotic, it's antimicrobial, immune booster.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
Milk.
Goat's milk and things of that nature. You can actually let milk sit. It's a way that you can actually create probiotics from milk. As well as what else?
It says and the blood of the grape.
Oh yeah, the yayan, high in antioxidants, good for your blood. Aged wine. See, now we drink this sugar.
Yeah.
Sugary grapes now, man.
Yeah.
Might have
That's
been made fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, if that long.
If that long. Back then, you would let your wine sit, age. We had the wine cellars, and we'll be drinking choice wine, and it would be actually good for us. How we would ferment of our fruit. See, back then it wasn't even all about the liquor. Jake is all about the liquor and the big boy brews.
Yeah.
Back then it was about the choice wine, man. That nowadays, if you talk to a Jake in the world, like. Jay be talking about, I tried that new Ciroc, you tried that new, that Hennessy, y'all be on that Douce. Like, I tried a little bit of that, but y'all ever had that, y'all be messing with wine?
I don't
Jay be looking at this nigga gay or something? Drinking wine? But nah, I'm saying that humorously, but that's how Jake think. Jake tried to act like that's a effeminate thing to actually drink wine. That's a thing what women do. When really that's royal, man.
Yeah, it's royalty.
See, Jake's so low. I remember talking to this nigga at work, man. He was talking to me about all kind of bombing, shrimp. Man, you ever had lobster? You ever had this and that? Like, nah, man, I don't really mess with that type of stuff. I was like, I just threw salt. Like, what about, you ever had lamb? He said, oh, you talking about that king shit. I'm thinking, like, damn.
What's wrong with that?
Like, bro, so I should be just talking about shit that comes out the trash can,
right?
He talking about shrimp, lobster, crab, but I just threw it out. Like, let me just see it. I'm like, yeah, but you know about lamb? Like, see, he talking about that kingly shit. I just shut up after that, man. But that's Jake.
Yeah.
Cause that the Western style of thinking.
That's right.
Peon way of thinking.
Peon way of thinking. You continue.
God. It says and oil and clothing.
Oil, olive oil, good for your skin. True olive oil, potent. Which a lot of that good olive oil and those good oils come from Rome, comes from the Middle East, and you can use those oils to make anointing oils.
Yeah, anointing.
What's the other thing?
Clothing.
Yeah, clothing, which is of course the cloth, pure silk, and all these different materials.
Yeah.
Speaks about even the virtuous woman. It was that Proverbs 30 with a virtuous woman, how she would take choice silk and material, and she would create clothing out of it, man. So all those things, man, they came from the Eastern world.
That's right.
But y'all brothers had anything else? If not,
it was just one more precept on this, and it was it.
Yeah, I just got one.
Yeah, I have
okay, what you got?
Times verse 27. All these things are for the good to the godly. So to the sinners they are turned to evil.
And all those things that's positive, you can actually use as a negative. That's the funny thing about it. You can use fire to actually heal, and you can use it to kill. You can use iron to heal, and you can use it to kill.
Yeah.
You can use salt to heal or kill. All those things, man.
Everything.
But see what happens in the Western world. Most of those things destructive,
Yeah,
man.
it's destructive.
You think about fire, somebody, they're gonna use it mainly to burn somebody alive out here, man.
Yeah, depending on what the milk.
Oh, milk is horrible for you
milk is
nowadays.
horrible for you.
Yeah,
You gotta stay.
Clog you up.
Mhm.
Have you a build up of mucus.
Yeah, they
Flour.
Put it where it's I think 80% of it is blood,
Pus.
Yeah, pus.
pus,
Yeah.
and
Pus and blood.
Blood and
they'll bleach it.
bacteria.
yeah.
Yeah, then they bleach it.
And that's why you have a lot of mucus back up, cause that milk it gets stuck in your organs and your body. It's very hard for your digestive system to process that, man.
Yeah, they get the less quality, so
Different lumps in the skin. Yeah.
it's nasty.
Mm-hmm. And it said flour. You take flour to deep fry chicken, and all kind of other meats and things of that nature. Fries and mainly flour is from
Fried
fried foods, and that's horrible for you, man. Fried foods that causes a lot of internal sicknesses, man. A lot of people have gallstones and every day. You have kidney problems because that fried stuff, especially when it's coated with all kind of like canola oil and vegetable oil, your body it's hard for your body to take that stuff down because your body is actually very sensitive. But you got some?
It's Jude chapter 1, verse 5. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord. So this is the true education. And that's pursuant to Ecclesiastes chapter 12.
Yep.
Be aware of many books.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
It says, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't believe in the Eastern mindset that the Lord's putting forth on the earth through his men, then you're going to die by the Western mentality.
Yeah. And it was funny. I mean, it's mainly. I guess it might be mainly me, but when they would usually have Eastern Conference, East versus West finals.
West normally win.
Oh, I used to go for the East.
Yeah, the West always wins, but everybody always root for the East. They the underdog.
Yeah, everybody usually root for the East. No, well, we from the Eastern side anyway. Of course, you got Georgia, you got the whole Eastern Coast. Of course, you got the West Coast, which is California and all. But we mainly, it's an Eastern spirit, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spirit when it comes to the East, But it's we talking about the Far East, the Middle East, man.
Yeah.
How much more all the way over there?
Yeah, Israel.
Yeah, the land of Israel.
I bet the skies are different too. It's less cloudy and dirty. You
Well,
actually see the second heaven's beauty.
It speaks about how the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. They say I think in Japan that's where you can actually see the sun rise, and I forget that specific place in Japan, but it's named after the sun. I'll maybe look it up after the lesson.
That's why they probably do sun god worships over there too.
Yeah, it's very
Heavily. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got that last precept right there?
This is Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded.
That's
or
bad
did
right there.
any abide in his fear and was forsaken. For whom did he ever despise that caught upon him? And my main focus is on, and I'm gonna emphasize it. Look at the generations of old and see. Yes, man. Look what they did back then. How our power was worshipped. How we used to do everything in the ancient way, man. As far as the herbs, how we used to praise the Lord while we're using the herbs. We used to thank the Lord in all aspects of things, man.
They don't even praise the Lord no more.
Don't even give him no reverence,
They don't praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, he got this new church dedicated to Beyonce, man. Like, why didn't anybody burn this shit down? If you really had truly zealous, which of course we're not gonna do that because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We know that. But these zealous jakes that we want to shoot each other up. Like if you was really religiously banging, you would think they would have did something to rid any type of wickedness of self idols. But see, this is the Western world. It's fully toxic.
They religion is based off impulse.
Yeah, you got the Church of Satan with a Baphomet statue. You got all kind of filthiness.
Oh, wickedness.
Like downtown, or you got Baphomet symbols. I remember I was working somewhere in Gainesville, just chilling. I look at a barn and it's a circle with a 5-point star, and I already knew what it was. Certain Edomites going in and do some crazy shit, man.
They got the Arc of Titus over
Probably
there
a
in
Mason.
downtown. I mean,
Probably a
well,
Mason
Midtown.
Yeah.
And that's why this whole kingdom has to burn, and we're gonna get delivered from this kingdom and get delivered back to what? The east.
That's right.
You know, and we'll get re-brought up, re-educated, which is starting now, and rule forever. Starting off with, of course, Yahweh Shah, the men that he's gonna set up at the top, you know, all the way down to 144,000 and 1/3. So, you know, that's just something we have for Joachim. Hopefully, brothers was edified. We're going to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.